Right, hello everyone. Welcome back to PRL, the F2 Championship. I'm going to do my pre-race ritual, and I'm going to check if I can hear myself. I can. Brilliant. I have started a little bit earlier, so I can talk to you guys before we get into the one-shot qualifying, as I am very good at leaving it to the last minute, and I'm going to rush through the pre-race rituals. So, as I said, welcome back to the F2 Championship, PRL. We are at Belgium today. It is the round 5, the Belgian Grand Prix. We're in the second half of the season. And as for championship standings, the Drivers' Championship took a little bit of a hit in terms of competitiveness last week. Obviously, Jack Alacco and Hazard getting into consecutive incidents even in the sprint and the feature race. Sprint rain again, apparently. Which set Jacko back about 30 odd points. And he is now down in P3 in the championship after being only 5 points behind going into round 4. So he is definitely fallen away. We've got R. Henson is the closest challenger to Mr. Cookie at the moment, who has opened up a very healthy lead. And I will tell you how much that lead is. If I can do maths, that is 26 points over R. Henson as we are jumping in to one-shot qualifying, as we always do. We're going to jump on board with... Let's have a look. Stinky Pinky this week, who has very, very good pace. Brian is zesty, he's indeed. Looks like Jack Alacco is up there in P1. Mr. Cookie, unsurprisingly, in P2. There's a lot of Robin Bryan support in the chat at the moment, which is good to see. 9 people already. Come on, Robin Bryan, as I said, yeah. Mr. Cookie up in P2, dropping down. Looks like Wallins jumped up into P3. The two Campos in P2 and P4. So nicely done from them. Jack Alacco looks like in the length of that straight, he dropped down all the way from P1 to P5, although he's back up into P3, so obviously maybe has a different setup on compared to the rest of the guys. We've got Rick up into P2, Elizzy in P1, so very nicely done from him for the moment. Further down the grid, we've got like OMG High, who is at the bottom of the grid. Robin Bryan is 16th, despite all of the support that's going on. There we go, it's jumped up into 15th, so nicely done. Rick, unsurprisingly, maybe jumping up into P1. Mr. Cookie hot on his heels, it looks like. We've got Quick Killers returning in P8. Looks like the two ARTs are 6th and 7th, and Wallin is steady in P5, although he's just jumped down to P6. Indeed, we do. Miss Cookie going for a bit of a more downforce setup compared to what maybe everyone else was thinking. We'll have to see. It looks like Rick is clear at the moment, and Elizzy has overtaken Mr. Cookie. So that lack of downforce, lack of straight line speed even, coming back to bite Mr. Cookie. He's currently in P3. Looks like Elizzy has got up into P1. Can he keep this? He looks like he can't. Mr. Cookie's now jumped up into P1. Now it is Mr. Cookie. Is he going to get that pole? He is indeed. By a 10th from Rick. Lizzie in P3 showing some very good pace for the second week running. Wallin up in P4, very nice done from him. Then the two ARTs, and then Stinky Pinky, Simon Bossfan, Quick Killers making his return in P9. TJ McGowan in P10. F1ology, nicely done in P11, and it's gone, and I can't remember it. And the Robin Lovin in the chat is continuing. Robin number 1. I didn't see where he came there. I think it might have been 13th. I'll have to see. No, not even 13th. Cookie fucked the lobby once again. Cookie fucked the lobby. Okay. Robin came 15th. And it looks like we've had a bit of a lobby malfunction, potentially. Brilliant. Okay, no worries. That's fine. Let me sort that out. There we go. That is your... Right. Sorry, got a bit of problems for the setups. Obviously, we were meant to have 5 preset setups. Looks like... looks like, yeah, some people have got custom setups on, which is a shame. But hopefully everyone who is on a custom setup can jump back into a normal setup, and everyone can have can have an equal footing for this race. Looks like it is raining pretty heavily, and it will be on the full wet tyres. Belgium support. There's a lot of Robin Bryan support. For anyone who can't see the chat, we've never had this level of support for a driver. So well done to Robin Bryan, getting all his mates in to support him. Hopefully, long may it continue, as we're going to get away for the the formation lap. Looks like TJ McGowan's on reverse grid pole. Jimmy Jag's not on reverse grid pole. He's had it 2 weeks in a row because he's the GOAT. He is indeed. Jimmy Jag's down in P12. So he has not managed to make it 3 reverse grid poles in a row, which is a shame for him. But TJ McGowan has managed to get up into P1. Quick Killers in P2. We've got Barstafan in P3. Stinky Pinky in P4. We know he's got pace, so he can hopefully make a charge for the win. And then we've got the 2 ARTs in 5th and 6th. And the top 4, as you saw, in 7th to 10th. P20, Nuno Rod and Ron Bryan have been disqualified immediately. So not great from them. They've obviously had a bit of a collision. Mr. Cookie down there in P10, as you can see. So this is going to be an interesting one. Obviously, the FG cars are relatively tricky to drive around in the wet. Definitely not as much downforce as their F1 counterparts. So hopefully everyone can keep it facing the right way. And we will have an exciting race to bring to you guys. And hopefully the custom setups do not make too much of an issue. Chain car lengths indeed. I don't know what Simon's doing. Hopefully hurrying up a little bit. Robin Bryan, no, I know. Tough one, isn't it? He'll be fine, he'll be back. Rubbing on a million backs. I don't know what that means, but yeah. So this should be an exciting race. Obviously, I don't know what Stinky Pinky's doing there. Getting very close to Barstafan ahead of him. 1,000 kids wear his shirt. I didn't know he was so famous. That's pretty impressive. Simon Barstafan really needs to hurry up a little bit, as Alizzi and Rick have been disqualified. So, as we were saying, that maybe the driving standards needs to improve a little bit from Belgium, from Britain last week. They have not, which is a shame to see, at least on the formation lap, as we've had 4 people disqualified already. And it looks like Simon is taking his sweet time on the formation lap, as he tends to like to do, which would be ideal if he could hurry up a little bit. Quick Killers at his home race will be hoping to pick up a win. A little boy from Haverboom. It is indeed. Quick Killers will be hoping, who is also Belgium, and it is Robin Bryan's home race as well. So they 2 Belgian lads will be hoping to do as well as possible. It looks like F1ology and Mr. Cookie have now been disqualified with a dream. Yeah, he is. He does have a dream. Although that dream is turning into a bit of a nightmare at the moment. With him in P15, as you can see, Quick Killers pretty heavily trying to warm up those tyres and get some temperature into them before we get underway. And this is going to be a very interesting race, as I keep saying. The reverse grids have actually done us a favour in this championship. We've had some very good races, very good sprint races. Maybe the feature races have been a little bit more boring. The sprint races have not been boring. They've been incident packed, and also some very good racing in a few of them. Hopefully the game gives me a good angle to get us away. Looks like I can see half the grids, which is not ideal. Jimmy Jags has been disqualified from the session. That's half the grid now, as we are going to get underway for the sprint race. Looks like we're on lap 2 already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights, and we are underway. And the game will not give me any telemetry. The game is not giving me any telemetry, so we're just going to have to go with it. It looks like whoever that is, Simon Barstafan. It looks like, I think that's, I don't know who that is, TJ McGowan, who has been jumped by, I don't know who this is. The game is, there we go. We got it back. TJ McGowan has been overtaken by Quick Killers into turn 1 and is now going to be looking to gain the slipstream. Looks like we've had F1ology and Diedrich Prince-Spin. F1ology back on the straight and has not lost a whole lot of time. Diedrich Prince definitely has lost a lot of time, so that is a shame for him. And Quick Killers now streaking up front, and we will jump on board with the positions. Like OMG High has gone up 6 positions, so very nicely done from him. Behind his teammate Jack Alacco has gone up 5 positions. Jimmy Jag's up 1 position. But Mr. Cookie and Rick each up 3 positions, probably the 2 quickest guys out there right now. It looks like Rick is making a move on Hazard. if he can. Is he going to make a move round the outside? Rick Hazard gives him a little tap and looks like he is going to have to concede that position. So Rick up into P5 and looking very good to make it a 4 wins in a row, 5 wins in a row even, as Mr. Cookie now has got past his mate Hazard and is going to be looking to jump on the back of Rick if he can, although Hazard might make a move on the ART, or so that Charouz if he can. You have to wait and see. No, thinks better of it as Rick ahead goes a little bit wide, and TJ McGowan is now dropping to 7/10 behind Quick Killers. Quick Killers showing some very, very good pace. Robin with the cold tires, but he's ice cold, so he can handle that. Yeah, he is. He's up 1 position. Go on, Robin. Up into P14. We'll jump aboard with him to keep the chat happy, and you guys can watch him for a bit, as it looks like Quick Killers has lost a little bit of time to TJ McGowan up ahead. It looks like we've got a little bit of a traffic jam going on ahead of Robin Bryan. Though Lizzie's been overtaken by Wallin. Both of them, IMG High, Robin and under Lizzie are down 4 positions, and Lizzie down 5 positions as well. So not very good starts from them. Looks like, and TJ McGowan has sent one, looks like down the outside of Quick Killers, and in turn is going to be overtaken by Stinky Pink, who's got a very good exit out the bus stop chicane, although TJ McGowan gets an even better exit. I don't know what happened there. Maybe, it looks like we've had maybe Mr. Cookie, or who's that? Rick, who had a bit of a moment coming out of the chicane, and it's going to be dived down the inside by R. Henson, who's going to give him the space, and it's just going to get ahead of that. So looks like we've had a bit of a, I should probably put the track back on, shouldn't I, to have a look. Looks like Digit Prince in the pits, maybe to retire, as he has not had the best race. TJ McGowan all the way up from P whatever that was, has had a spin and is now down in P16. I don't know what's happened there, but he was in a very good position. Already took 2 places forward. I know, look at him go, man. So as I said, I do not know what's happened there. Hopefully he can make his way back up a little bit. Elsewhere we have IMG High, who is being overtaken by Lizzie, although IMG High still has the inside line. Lizzie's going to try it around the outside. IMG High doesn't give him a whole lot of space, squeezes him, but luckily Lizzie gets away with it, and is just going to try and hang around the outside, but thinks better of it and is going to have to make that move again if he can. Jackalacco has now got past Mr. Cookie, although Mr. Cookie is still on the inside and will be looking to defend it and hopefully leave him the space. He does indeed. So good racing from these two, and Jackalacco looking like he's got that position sewn up, so he's up into P3, up 11 positions. And I imagine is looking very good for a win. If he can get past Simon Barsfan pretty quickly, he is going to be right on the back of Quick Killers, you'd imagine, knowing the pace that Jackalacco has in these cars. Rick, fresh from his spin or whatever happened to him, looks like he's got back past R. Henson, is now on the back of Mr. Cookie, who is on the back of Stinky Pinky, who is on the back of Jackalacco. So a tidy race looking like it's forming up here, with some of the quick guys making their way up very quickly. Rick having a little bit of a correction coming out of the right-hander. And a little one again. That might put him under threat from R. Henson behind him. It looks like it has. We'll have to see whether R. Henson can jump in the slipstream, although it looks like maybe Rick's got better straight line speed on that car with custom setup apparently. I don't know why he put a custom setup on. And Wallin has had a spin. That is I imagine that is exactly where I think it is. Yeah, that is a very, very easy place to spin, and that is a real shame. And Quick Killers now 1.9 ahead of Simon Barsfan, and it looks like Mr. Cookie has managed to get back past Jackalacco, and that is nicely done from Mr. Cookie, up P to P3, and Robin Bryan, the fan favourite, up 4 positions. Go on, Robin Bryan, and he's going to be looking to jump on the back of OMG High if he can. Lizzie looks like he's had a bit of a spin coming out of the chicane. I don't know what's happened there. Maybe a bit of contact with Wallin, as Wallin's going slowly as well. So that hopefully nothing's happened there. Bit of chaos around the field, which is obviously not what we want to see. F1ology on the back of Robin Bryan. So I imagine the chat will be hoping that he doesn't get, although Robin Bryan goes very wide, and that is going to probably put him under attack from F1ology. If he can get the good run, he does, and we'll be waiting to see whether it's sewn up, as long as Robin Bryan sends it around the outside, but just can't get the grip. And that will make the chat very unhappy for now, as Jackalacco, it looks like Simon Barsfan actually has been overtaken by Mr. Cookie and Jackalacco. So I don't know what's happened there, but that has freed up the two, or what they were, I guess, championship rivals, until, and Mr. Cookie has a little bit of it, and that is going to let Jacko through. So these guys are swapping positions back and forth. Elfmology, he won't see it that way. These guys are swapping positions pretty lap after lap even. Mr. Cookie is going to try and make the move around the outside of Jackalacco if he can. I imagine, will just think better. No, he's going to try and squeeze around the outside and just doesn't have the grip and has a little bit of a moment, and that's going to put him. Oh, Mr. Cookie is really struggling on the grip right now, and all this battling between them is helping Quick Killers get a 2.5 second lead out front, as Mr. Cookie has, I don't know what's happened here. He's obviously not particularly comfortable in that car at the moment, as it looks like Rick is going to make a move on Simon Barsfan if he can. Are you also a football fan? I am a football fan. I'm a Chelsea fan. And it looks like Rick tried to send one down the inside of Simon Barsfan on the straight there, and it just did not work. Stinky Pinky, who was in P3 for a moment, looks like he's dropped down to P6. I don't know what's happened there. And he's going to be hoping that he can get past the Campos of Rick ahead of him, as Quick Killer sets the fastest lap of the race. Arsenal, says someone in the chat, and that is an instant ban. Robin up 3 positions, and he is dropping off the back of F1ology, who has now jumped onto the back of Like OMG High. Looks like Mr. Cookie is still behind Jackalacco, although he is dropping back a little bit, which is a shame for him, although Jackalacco is definitely catching up to, as Quick Killers picks up a 3-second time penalty, and that is crucial for his races here. I cannot see him jumping 3 seconds ahead of these two, so that might be his chance of the win gone, which will be gutting for him. Obviously his home track, so we are relying on Robin Bryant to bring home the win, as Rick looks like he is tucked up behind Simon Barsfan, who's doing a very good defensive job at the moment even, to hold back the Campos behind him. Looks like Rick may have picked up a penalty or a warning there, as Simon Barsfan defends to the inside, and is helping the two ahead of him even to no end, as it is a 2.8 second gap between Rick, who we know has very good pace, and the MP, the Charoux and the Virtuosi ahead of him, as Rick goes wide again, and he has the 2 ARTs and Stinky Pinky, although Stinky Pinky is maybe a little bit further back. Looks like we've had Wallin spin down the back of the field. That is a shame for him. He is not having the best race at the moment. Yeah, there we go. Mr. Cookie right on the back of Jackalacco again. These two are nose to tail at the moment, for as long as the distance is getting